Hey everyone, welcome back to Strong Inside and Out. So, I made a little decision this week. I decided that I was going to not only record for the podcast, but I want to reignite my YouTube channel. And so, if you're more interested in seeing a visual through YouTube, you can definitely head over to my channel, or you can still catch all of the great information right here on my weekly podcast. So let's get started. I had an amazing opportunity this past week. I was the guest speaker for one of my networking groups live. There was about 60 women in attendance, and although I have presented many times in the world of education, this was my first opportunity as a life coach. That evening could not have gone better, and I received so much positive feedback. It made me realize that I definitely am on a path of success. So this week, I'm going to share my message with you so you too can benefit from my words. Hey everyone, I am Sherry Dixon, public school educator turned entrepreneur. I was 6 years old, sitting in my first grade classroom at 5 p.m., playing with my teacher while she frantically tried to find my mom to come pick me up. I remember not worrying though, because this happened a few times and my teacher always made me feel safe. Unfortunately, this pattern continued for a while in my life, but it truly made me realize that teachers were always going to keep kids safe and make them believe they mattered. They were difference makers. And at a young age, I wanted to be one of those superheroes for kids like me. After 28 years of being a classroom teacher, educational specialist, and now campus administrator, I know that I have truly accomplished that goal. However, about 2 years ago, I lost a friend unexpectedly. He was married to one of my dearest friends, and after a family vacation, he experienced a heart attack and died. This hit me very hard. I was already questioning my life and career after experiencing my own setback, but suddenly I realized that life is short. And for a minute, I could not even remember when I took my last vacation or did something for me. You see, when you dedicate your life to education, you put your own needs on hold so that you can give your full attention to the work. Suddenly, I knew I needed to make a change, and I needed to start living a life that put me as a priority. Now, I need to tell you, I absolutely love the work I do. But I guess this was my midlife crisis because that was what it was. I was 50 and scared that making a change like this was going to be impossible at this point in my life. I was scared that if I didn't make a change at this point in my life, I would live the rest of it miserable. But being true to my own self and following my own Sherry Dixon way, I made the decision to leave education. And that is how A Girl and Her Dog Coaching and Consulting was born. So I'm here today to talk to you about how to pivot when your business, career, or life is not going how you want. And although my business is still growing and building, I have three things that I used when I knew change was needed to help me not only know how to navigate the change, but give myself permission to make the change. The first thing I had to learn and continue to keep at the forefront of my mind is to give yourself grace. Grace allows us to try and sometimes make mistakes. Grace allows us to seek out help or advice from others when we realize we don't have all the answers. Grace gives us a little peace of mind when we realize that no one is perfect and there will be stumbles along your path. As women, we easily fall into the comparison trap and we worry that we won't be as good as maybe that other businesswoman on the other side of the room. As women, we are also so accustomed to having a lot of responsibility on our own shoulders. Then we fear failing. And then we get stuck in the problem without moving forward on the solution. So, how do we allow ourselves to give ourselves grace? The first thing I did was shut out the noise. The people telling me I couldn't do it. And there was a few of them. The media idolizing others who look, act, or dress a certain way. And I definitely had to stop comparing my day one to someone else's day 1000. This took practice. And I had to develop the belief that I did big things in my educational career, and those things will help me in my new endeavors. Giving myself grace, I learned that this move was not impossible to achieve. I always say that when hard things happen, we must remember that sometimes that is just life. It's not personal. I have had so many experiences where people said something about me or my leadership because maybe they weren't happy with the decision I had to make. At first, I had a hard time moving past these things because I was taking it all personal. I had to learn that if I took everything anyone ever said personal, I may as well have quit my job before I ever even started. Life is not always a personal attack. Sometimes things happen because of circumstances that have nothing to do with us personally. Our emotions get involved, and then they get the best of us. As women, we can be emotional, and that's not a bad thing. But controlling your emotions during hard times is one of the keys to successfully assessing situations and solving problems. And finally, in all I do, I always remember my why. Why did I make a shift? Why did I decide coaching and consulting? Why am I leaving the stability of a consistent, pretty good paycheck to start this unpredictable new adventure? When I know my why and keep it as my driving force, I stay motivated to keep going when times are tough. My why is bigger than any of my excuses. And remembering that, I do not allow myself to give up. That why helps me continue to believe I can do hard things because the people who will benefit from my services deserve for me to figure it out and not quit on them or on myself. So, what has this all led to? I have wins and I have setbacks. But keeping these three things in mind and staying focused on every win, no matter how big or small, while learning from every setback, A Girl and Her Dog has co-authored an international bestseller called Unleash Her, completed and submitted a chapter for my second book, which releases in June of 2023, started a podcast, which you may be listening to, with now just under, and at the time I'm recording this, just over 300 listeners. That was a pretty big deal, y'all. Coached women on a path of success, collaborated with other entrepreneurs, and my most current project is releasing in May of 2023. And I cannot wait because, once again, it's an opportunity for me to do work alongside some amazing women. I've been invited to speak both virtually and in person. I've developed some amazing learning opportunities for those who want to see growth in their own lives. And I most recently created a membership, the Empowered Women's Society, to support women who want to go from intimidated and insecure to confident and empowered. And I am a host of my own online talk show, Confident, Courageous, and Clear, with Sherry, streaming on Phoenix TV to 26 countries. Y'all, none of this happened by chance. It took hard work, it took dedication, and it took me keeping those three main points at the forefront of my mind. Change is hard. Life is hard. Don't we deserve to be able to live a life we want to live that puts us as a priority and helps us see that we're all human? And no matter what it is, business, your career, or just life in general, there will be setbacks. But it's really how we handle those setbacks, how we take the next step forward, and how we pivot so that we can continue to thrive and do big things in the world. All of this is just a stepping stone for me, and there is so much more to come. And I hope you feel the same way about you. So that was my speech that I gave last Tuesday at the Kingwood Business Women's Networking event. I am telling you, it was such an amazing experience. As I mentioned, I have spoken at a lot of educational conferences, some opportunities, staff development types of things. And I've always received good feedback because I like to make connections in addition to providing my audience with some valuable information. Now, if you are on a journey that you feel stuck in life and you just feel like you want some extra support, a mentor, a cheerleader, someone to help you figure out your path so that you can live your best life, that could just include waking up happy every day, or it could be you are brave enough to go after that next promotion, start your own business, live life on your terms. I am available to help. Connect with me. I'm on social media. You can find me at my website, findagirlandherdog.com. Of course, you can send me a message right here, provide me with some feedback. But more importantly, if you know someone who needs a little extra support, be sure to share this information. I would be so appreciative. As I mentioned, we are now over 300 listeners. That includes Spotify, Apple, and other platforms. And I never thought that that could happen. And it's happening because of you, the people that take time out of their day every week to listen to me while you're out driving, walking your dog, running, working out, whatever it is you do when you listen to your podcast. And now I want to be sure that I also provide a video version each week right here on YouTube. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for me and for you. So please feel free to reach out. I'm here. And if we're not a good fit to work together, no worries. I can help you get on a path of success. All right. Until next time, have a great week, y'all. Bye.